fan, make sure you let me know in the chat. I want to try and get maybe some music playing. How would I know what the music sounds like though? I don't know. Oh, this is all AI. Maybe we add some music to the chat to just fill in some filler. So what we're going to be doing today is making Snuggly great again. I've got an app, Snuggly, that we are marketing on TikTok, and it's getting a lot of views at the moment, but no one is really purchasing. We've had 3 out of 70,000 views. We've had 3 people buy, and I looked at the app and it's pretty terrible. So we're going to go through that process together today to make Snuggly great again. And what we're going to be doing is using Codex as our co-founder and really just prompt it to death to make Snuggly great, and giving away some tips of what can work. Little tips to how we can get some extra money. The build has just failed, so something is seriously wrong. So let's try and look at this. Oh, we need to sign into Codex. Let's quickly do this then. Let's quickly do this. I thought this was all done. Apologies to everyone. If you're in the chat, say hello. Let's get going. We are smashing it on YouTube recently. We are killing it on Twitter. Everything is going good. The trouble is, it's boiling hot. Let me know if you can hear the fan. I'm going to try and add some music. Oh, I need to upgrade. I can only do some free ones. Oh. AI slot music. Is that even good? That sounds terrible, I think. Ugh. Let's try the lo-fi. Not the vibe. Not the vibe. What's down tempo? We need to try some of the upward. Yeah, enough of that. Enough of that. Let's try now. Oh, here we go. Right. We might be able to start building. Once this is up, I can share my screen and I can show you exactly what we're going to be fixing. So really what we're going to be fixing is the onboarding flow. With Snuggly, everyone at the moment gets 1 free shot at using the app. So it's a home interior design app to repurpose your house, change how it looks. And it was working great. It was earning me about $1,000 a month just from Larry, automating the TikToks. And then Larry blew up. So I stopped focusing on Snuggly and really let it go to waste. Now I've decided we might as well just quickly spend a day fixing it, getting it back, and making Snuggly great again, just so it can automate some more money. Because at the moment, it is making the exact figures are. Let's find out. Snuggly is making only $80 a month. So we've dropped a ton. At its all-time high, let's see its all-time high actually, because I was looking at it. At its all-time high, it was making me $400 a month for free. So let's fix that up. Let's get that back. And the build failed again. Maybe I'll share my screen and see what's failing. It's got all my details on it. Maybe not. Should have got all this ready. It's fine. We're live. We're rolling. That's showbiz, baby. Build input file cannot be found. I've got an idea. I've never actually used Codex locally. I've never used Codex locally. All I've ever used is Codex on Larry, but where we're going to be editing local files, I think it's best just to do it locally, build it straight away and iterate quickly and get it done. We're probably going to be doing this for Liply as well, because Liply needs some love. I think one of the key problems with that apps is that the Firebase project is gone to waste, and I think it's on the wrong billing for an old business bank account, and that's why it's failed. So Who knows? We need to get you more viewers on YouTube, bro. Yeah, you're telling me. You're telling me. Let's get more viewers on YouTube. I like that shout. That is a great. How many are there? 1. That's good enough. Come on. But my YouTube's growing massively, to be fair. In a month, we've got 67 subscribers, 35 views, and 15,000 views within 20 days. What did I tweet this morning? I tweeted the figure this morning. It was like 15 days, and we've got 14,000 views, which I'm happy with, to be honest. I think that's very good. And the more people that filter in from Twitter on the live stream, the better. But YouTube was slow and steady. We're slow and steady. Right. We're just going to accept everything from Codex. I think I can maybe start sharing my screen. Let's share my screen so everyone can see what we're doing. Why do we not have the system settings? We do have the system settings. You need to then restart Chrome. We have it. Come on, come on. For some reason, Restream doesn't want me to share my screen. Maybe we're going to have to restart this quick. I don't want to have to restart it. No idea what happened. I do know. I had to restart, but I don't know why. Let's share my screen. Let's see what's on there. We're just going to say yes. Do you want me to clean up the Xcode project? Yes. Come on, Larry. And then we can get the... Once we can have the actual app on, everyone's going to understand more of what we're doing. It is so hot. Let me know if you can hear the fan noise because I know how annoying that is. In the UK, there is no such thing as air conditioning. And my window's open by like a letterbox amount. Do you want me to remove the remaining... What are you talking about? Get code. I want to call this Larry. This is still Larry. It's using Larry's brain. Larry's settings. Let's get it working. I don't know why it's not working. All I've done is download it from Git, but I did know, I had a suspicion that it was a bit of in a broken state. And this is why it's not been working. So if you just joined, this is Snuggly. This is the app that Larry's promoting and making TikToks for. But I've sort of let it go to waste because I haven't worked on it since January. I think its last actual update was February. And since then, we've not done anything. So we're going to make it better. We're going to make it into a working app and then update it. So all these views we're getting on TikTok actually go to something. Oh, I've accidentally just pressed yes. But what I mean by TikTok is let's go on Snuggly. So Larry is cooking. Let's blow this up. Larry's cooking, everybody. You can see how great it's been going. This has only just been uploaded, but you can see that Larry got 40,000 views here, and we've slowly been getting, this one's on 30,000 now, and we're slowly getting all these views come in. So we've had well over 70,000 views, but the revenue is not there to reflect it. And whether that's because the CTAs aren't good enough, the call to actions on the slides themselves are not good enough, or if the app is broken, whatever, we need to fix it because this is money coming down the drain. These 700 view videos And these 600 view videos are from API posting, which proves that you can't just post from an API. You actually have to post from a device. And these ones are Larry uploading to the device and then logging onto the device and publishing them himself. So I don't have to do this. And I'm shocked it's actually getting so many views. But especially so soon after moving away from the API posting. However, it's wasted money because there are certainly people here that would want to pay, but 3 have managed to pay. So I don't know why 3 people have paid and 3 haven't and the rest haven't. That doesn't sound like a correct ratio to me. I think there's problems that we need to fix, and that's the goal of the stream. We're going to fix Snugly and make Snugly great again. I just want to get this fixed, Codex. Stop asking me questions and do the work. I'm going to put him on high. So we need to get this done. We are vibe coding to make money, Larry. Get this sorted. I got to start playing with Larry. Cool to see how it works for lead gen. Honestly, it's great. The lead gen is great. And the fact that it gains followers is even better because I think Larry told me we've gained 70 followers since we started posting. So even though people aren't buying, they're now going to be following. So everything we post, they're going to be seeing in the future. So it's just top of funnel. Honestly, the amount of content that we push out is fine. They don't have to come straight away. And now we're fixing the app. It's probably better that they haven't been here because we're just about to make the app better. My plans are it's currently running GPT image 1.5. We're going to move that to 2. We're going to fix the onboarding to encourage people to pay. And we're going to fix the paywalls. Then publish it live and see what happens. It's using revenue cap paywalls at the moment, and I think I've made some really bad ones. So I just want to use a better template for the paywalls, really. Really and truly, I think it might be a paywall issue and an onboarding issue. And I'll show you all what I mean. Once this is up and running, we can go through and see how it works. But the distribution is the hardest part. Getting the TikTok in that state is the hardest part, and that's been achieved. So now we can just turn it into a money-making machine. And hopefully we've not missed the boat on the... Hang on. It says it's running. Hopefully we've not missed the boat on these interior design apps. I don't see it running. My laptop is cooking. What is top saying? Whoa. So we're using... There's no simulator active. Simulator is not running, so I don't know what he's doing. Build succeeded. No build anywhere to be seen. Let's try running it again from Xcode and getting it up and running. Hello. It's building. Oh, here we go. What? Enter the login keychain password. What? What is going on? This was literally working. Why just restart Xcode? I have so many pop-ups that it's making me enter the password constantly. What is going on? I keep entering the password to log in to Keychain, and then it's giving me the exact same pop-up again. I'm hella confused. Let's just quit. You've had your chance. Right, here we go. What a stream. This is going to be fun, isn't it? Wow. This is just not letting me do anything. I've got this pop-up button and it's not letting me sign anything. Anything I type in, it's just straight up refusing. Let's try again. What is going on? If you're watching this on Twitter, please like and retweet the stream. That'll help massively. I'm streaming out of hours that I normally would, so you're probably an entirely new audience that have watched before. But I think just getting the streams under. Right, this is asking for the same thing again. And it's worked. And now it's moved to another screen. What? This makes no sense. I'm not allowed to log in, even though I've pressed it multiple times. Let's see what it says. Why is it not letting me in? Allow apps to access your keychain. That's exactly what I'm doing. Let's do this off screen, just in case. And I enter this password. And it works. So why is this not working? I've put the same password into that pop-up box as I've just put in. View sidebar. Select a keychain from the keychains list. That's what I've done. Guys, what is going on? Using your password in front of everyone is fun. What if I just do... The app's keychain is probably in your login keychain. What? I don't have a keychain access to my app. I've never had to do this. What's going on? Has anyone seen this before? Because I am lost. I don't want to do this. I can't even... The Mac password thing does my head in. Honestly, for some reason, I'm entering my password into Xcode. And look, CodeSign wants access key, Apple development in your keychain. Enter the login keychain password. The login keychain. What does that even mean? Anyone? Let's just search login and keychain then. Login. Keychain. I'm just putting in my Mac's password. Holy shit, it just works. And it's built on Mac. fuck's sake. Right. Fix it. Let's 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 fix it. It ran on my Mac. It worked. For some reason, it's just let me put in the same password I did 100 times. I did it for the 101st time and it's let me in. So let's not complain. We're in, baby. We're back in business. And Mac keychain. Well, I have no idea why that didn't work. I've done that 100 times just then. That was a good 15 minutes of the stream. Here comes Snuggly. Simulator is working. We're building, baby. We are live in business. Bosh. Let's make this a big fucking iPhone. Come here. Where's that pixel? Oh. There we go. Ready for Apple Intelligence. Still not out. There is no intelligent. Here we go. Bosh. This is Snuggly. We need to fix this. So this is the onboarding that you get when you start Snuggly. I've made a character, not got a name. Probably should give it a name. If anyone's got a name for this character, I'm taking suggestions right now because we just need to go through the onboarding and make it actually convert because people are seeing the TikToks, downloading the app, but they're not paying. So we need to figure out why and quick. So we've got Snuggly. Welcome to Snuggly. What brings you here? What brings you here today? That's probably not good copy. Let's start designing. I think we're going to prompt as we go as well, so we don't forget. We need to make changes to the onboarding. My PC is so hot, this Mac. However, I'm streaming from Chrome. So why is that using up so much heat and power? Come on, Restream. Explain that to me. We need to make changes to the onboarding. First, I don't like the copy. What brings you here today should be more around design. I also, looking at the options, these options aren't very good because this is a home interior design app. So a quick refresh, a full makeover, we're moving in. None of it's really relevant. Honestly, we could get rid of this page. Let's go through. Let's just do quick refresh. How long have you been wanting to change your space? Now, this is quite a good question because this gets people thinking about how long they've actually been wanting to do it. Way too long, honestly. But these are emojis and these weren't emojis. So that's already inconsistent. Remove emojis and use icons only. I don't like the emojis, honestly. I think it's a huge sign of AI, which it obviously is. But you can do things to make it not look so AI. I think using these make it look better. In fact, I think, do we need this first step? This should just be what room do you want to design? And should be. That should be the first thing. That's what they've. That's the reason they've downloaded the app. So we need to get on that straight away. This means nothing. This means nothing to anyone. How long? This is a good second option, honestly. It looks good. It's making people think about how long they've actually wanted to remake their space. This uses emojis again. What's been holding you back? Is this needed? If I was to download the app, at the time I did this, I thought it was really good because everyone was doing the long onboardings and doing the questionnaires. But I don't think this is needed. What's been holding you back? The reason I did this is because we customized the paywall according to the answers. And looking at it now, I'm not sure it's needed. Feel free to give any feedback in what you think as well. Told the missus start a sourdough app after watching you. Let's go. Honestly, I love sourdough. My missus started bringing it home from the shops. We're not at the stage of baking it yet, but sourdough is incredible. What would you make your sourdough app do to make good sourdough? Because that is needed. Honestly, sourdough toast with a bit of salted butter is incredible. With this, what's been holding you back? So on an onboarding, you want to do two things. You want to get someone interested in to use your app. So the key to a good onboarding, and if you want to monetize your app, is show the aha moment early. And the aha moment is when people realize exactly what your app does and what it's going to do for them. And as soon as they realize what your app does and what it's going to do for them, that's when you should show your paywall. I think all of this, what I've built, is actually delaying that, because they don't really need to know what's holding them back. And I also think this is going to put thoughts in their head about why they haven't been holding back. Because if you talk about being too expensive and then show a paywall, it's not ideal unless you're massively undercutting what they think is going to be expensive. However, we don't want to talk about price really. So let's do nothing, just browsing. This looks good, but so this is what I did. So based on those answers now, we present this page, which is actually good. So this page takes the previous answers. So we said for way too long, you've dreamed of wanting to freshen up your space, but now you're ready to see what's out there. So it's taken our previous answers, reaffirmed it back to us to reassure the user, okay, you've done all this, you've taken too long. Now let's fix it for you. Let's fix this problem that you've got. That's actually good. And then it shows a 5-star rating. Ooh, I think step back. I actually think it's in a good place. I just think it's in the wrong order. I think the first step should be asking about their room, what room, why, how long they've wanted to do it, and then show how to do it. The save your designs should be after they pay, something like that. This is in the wrong order. This is in the wrong order. Quick favor, we're a small team building snugly with love. A review helps us. Whoa! I didn't even know that was there. See, this should be first. Why have we waited to do a review? That is why. So let's put this first. The first step in the walkthrough should be asking what room they want to design. And then ask why they put it off. And then ask why they put it off and why they are doing it. Let's go back. What page should we call this? What's this page? The review page where we collate the answers should then show. So the review page where we collate the answers should then show. So for example, for too long, you've wanted to redesign your kitchen. So then what we're going to do, as soon as they start, they know this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. And then their one free generation should be of the image of their kitchen. So whatever they choose at the start should then be that what their generation is. I'm thinking when to show the paywall. The paywall. So after this, I think they should then show their. This is when they should do their generation. Then after the review page, they should one free creation on whatever room they picked at the start, because that's obviously the room they're interested in. So that's the free generation. After that review, they should pay. After they pay, they should have to log in. We can remove the login from the sign up, but I didn't know that was there. So let's quickly go on Firebase and have a look at how many people have actually been signing up. Because I'm going to be pissed if this is a... Oh my goodness. Yeah. We've had a lot of people sign up and not pay. So let's carry on the onboarding because something's not gone right then. Let's skip this for now. Let's choose a living room and continue. Then we add our space. I can't really do any of this. That crashed. That crashed because it's on Mac or what? It shouldn't have crashed. Source type 1 not available. Terminated due to uncaught exception. We'll check that. Do you want me to share the code screen as well? Because then I think we can all see what's going on. Let's share this as well. Why not? Open source Snugly. I'm not actually too attached to Snugly, to be honest. I want to be completely honest with all of you. I use Snugly to promote how good Larry is. Snugly is just caught in the crossfire of telling you all how good Larry is at promotion. And now I just need Snugly to start showing its value in terms of actually earning me money. So that's what we're going to use it for. Honestly, just say yes and skip. So we're getting this error at the moment and Larry's fixing it because that's important. I don't actually have any photos of... None of this is working. It's crashed. Right. Let's stop it then. Let's stop them both. And we'll rebuild once Larry's made his changes, because that onboarding can be a huge key difference to how it's actually going to work. Then all we really need to do is change the model to be working and ensure it's using the right API keys for OpenAI image generation. I kind of also want to try Nano Banana because everyone says it's good and it's a little bit cheaper, but I'm not convinced. If you've used Nano Banana, how much difference is it from GPT-2? We need to start. We need like a draw pad. Sketch. Is there like a sketch app by default? I want to draw this out. I want to draw this out so we can all be on the same page of where we are. Freeform. Is this what I want? Might be. Whoa. Yeah, this will do. Right, so what our goal is here. Let's pause. Let's back up. And what we want, we're going to have a couple of screens. We're going to have our first screen, which is going to be our what room do you want to design? That's going to be screen 1. So when they first join that app, when they first download Snugly, that's what they're going to see. Then their next screen is going to be how long, I think. How to redesign. So that will be then how long have you wanted to redesign that room? Then third, we have what stopped you. I don't think we want what stopped you though, because we haven't actually, unless we make it, because what typo, what really stops you from redecorating is cost of the actual decorations. It's never usually a lack of idea. We need to make it around inspiration, because the trouble is asking what stopped you. If they think of the money to actually redesign their room and decide at that point that they can't afford it, then they're probably going to drop off the app, because why would they waste time redesigning a room that they know they can't afford to actually pay for and redesign? So that's interesting thing to think about, in all honesty. We need to make it in a way that leads them in a funnel of wanting to pay for the app. So I think these first two are okay. What room do you want to redesign? How long? We should honestly ask, like, what style? What what style do you want your room? This is it. Like, this is what the app was, but we just need to make it. We don't need all this. What? Right, bring to front. Let's do this. So we've got, what room do you want to redesign? What style? And then what other questions could we actually ask around this? Let's have a brainstorm. So when you're redesigning a room, what do you think of most? You think of what style you want it. We gauge how big it is from the picture. Maybe we ask if they have a picture of that room. And if they say no, we take one now. If we say no, we take one now. So I'm thinking of different flows here. What style do you want your room? Do you have a picture? And then let's move this to different tracks. So if they've got a picture, they go there. Can I label this? Let's label it like this. Yes. And then we're going to have one for no. So we need to think about where the user is going on their journey. So there's no. Let's try and make that look. So if they've got a picture, yes, we can then make it so they upload their image. Ask camera permissions and upload. And then we could just generate, in all honesty. We could probably just generate from there. I don't want either of these. If we then say no, we'll go to take one. Ask camera. Let's actually we'll ask permissions for both. This will just be an upload flow. And this is going to be a take. The only trouble with these, if they're not in the house at the moment, they can't do it. But hopefully they just remember to come back later. I think if they're at this stage, they're likely going to do it anyway. And then we do the image generation. So we're going to go ahead and do the image generation from there. Image generation based on answers. So we'll do the image generation based on the answers. So we'll ask them their room at the start. What style do they want their room? Do they have a picture? Yes, no, upload. If they put yes, they upload their picture. If they put no, they take their picture, and then they take the image generation occurs based on their answers of these questions. That makes sense. And then we put the paywall. My concern is, how many times are you going to generate your room? How many times are you actually going to generate an image of your room? However, it was working and we were getting people pay. So I'm not concerned. We just need to get a little bit more money, a little bit more conversions. And I think this is going to massively help the conversions compared to what it was. But I've got another flow in my mind. And the other flow would be to do something similar, but have the ask for a review. So they ask for the review and they sign in before the paywall. And I think that would be very interesting as to how it works. Because a lot of people are paying for, or a lot of people are just generating one image and then leaving. So we need to make sure that first image is good. And we also need to make sure that they want to sign up. And after the paywall, they get their image. And I think if they leave without signing up, we should delete that image and they can't see it again. But if they want to keep that image, they need to pay. And if they want to generate more, they have to pay. So then they could, if they paid, they keep their images and they can generate more. And I think that would be the key things that would get people to actually pay. So let's make it do that. This is still going. We've changed the whole flow since I told him to do this. Default position permissions. Let's just do full access, elevated risk, continue anyway. I also want to change that flow. We want this now. Me and chat have decided that we want to, what room do you want to redesign? Oh, go away. Yes, just go. I also want to change the flow. So first question, what room do you, that's a good first, that's better than what it was. That's already a huge improvement because that's, as soon as people download the app, we're taking them around the houses a little bit at the moment where we're not getting at the key point quick enough. Now we are. Also, no, you can't hit the fan. What style do you want your, let's just copy and paste these actually. Second. Third. If no, they can open the camera and take a picture straight away. So now, boom, you're in. You take a picture and then generate their image based on their answers and the room. Actually, we've asked the room. And then we, once generated, we show the paywall. We're just going to have to reprompt it. That's fine. I really want to upgrade how the stream looks as well. What do you all think? Does it look good or not? Because I actually want it to be on a higher quality than what it is. It's only 720p at the moment. I think if I get Restream Premium, I can do it a lot higher, but it just depends how much people actually care. I realize as well, streaming at this time, as I said, is out of my normal highest engagement for my followers on X. But that's completely fine. Everyone gets a chance. I think this will be quite a long stream, actually. We're not done. We're nowhere near done. But I hope to share some good information. So when you're doing your onboarding, you want to show your paywall once users know exactly what they're going to get. And what we were doing is a good example of showing it way. It was just in the wrong order. It wasn't optimized. So the onboarding, when we started, it was like, why do you want to? Why do you want to redesign this room? And that's a poor question because they've obviously downloaded with intent, and it's almost like we were talking them out of it as soon as they downloaded it. I think Restream is the go. Late here in New Zealand, oh, all the way from New Zealand. Shout out for joining. See, that's why it's good starting at different times. Normally, I do it in about 3 hours' time. I start, and I just don't think it gives everyone a chance. However, what I was saying with the onboarding, it was almost like we were trying to talk them out of it as soon as they downloaded it, and we were asking why they want too much, where we should be asking what questions. So now they're here. What do you want to do? Not why are you here? Why are you doing this? I think why questions really can kill the onboarding, in my opinion. This is just based on my feeling after opening the app for the first time in a couple of months. That's exactly what I felt. It felt like I don't know why I'm here. Don't forget, when you are making your app, everyone else seeing it is seeing it for the very first time. So as a developer and as a builder, you're going to know everything about your own app. You're going to know the vision. You're going to know the ins and outs. You have to present the key selling points in your onboarding, in your marketing, so people know why they should download your app. They don't want to know how you've made it. They don't want to know what's gone into making it. They don't want to know how it works. They just want to know what it's going to do for them. So now we're asking what questions of we're going to help you. What room do you need? What style do you want? Do you have a picture? By the way, could you please check your DM? My DMs are flooded. I've had 16 messages in the last 24 hours. Huh. What the hell? What the? I've just gone on. Right, you've opened up a rabbit hole. Someone that I used to go to school with has messaged me. That's cool. I can't find your message. I've got so many DM. Look. Yes, it's bad. What's bad? Right, let's find out. I'm interested. You No, can't see it. If you're in my hidden, I'm not going to answer. You're being hidden for a reason. Let's try and find your DM. Let's help, bro. 2 followers, 5 followers. Oh, okay. No, I won't read it on stream. I'll get to that afterwards, but it's probably going to be a no, brother. Sorry. I haven't read the whole thing. I've just read the first line. Why does it keep? See, this is what I like about Larry. Larry just gets stuff done. Codex, whenever I'm describing something or on the other screen, it's slowing everything down. I just want it to go. What? I've only just downloaded Codex. This is the first time I'm using it on my Mac desktop. What do I need to do to make it? Oh, let's make this smaller actually. Now you can see me. What? Whoa. We like doing things live. Let's just do it live. Can I do that? But then where's my camera gone? I don't know. I don't like how Restream makes me. Oh, whoa! This is better. And then can we have a background to this? Nope. Can we have a background? Whoa, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is what I wanted. Now we can chat. And let's try and make the camera a bit bigger now. Good shout. That's video settings. We actually just want not that. Customize size. Whoa, here we go. That's better. That is actually better. It looks like Twitch streams back in the day. Twitch really, honestly, Twitch have ruined the live stream game. But look at this. This is still asking for permissions. I've given it full access. Tell me what I need to do. Get Larry to sort your DMs. No way. The amount of stuff I get in my DM, Larry will get viruses, brain rot. If I just read through some of my chat requests, it's crazy. It's actually crazy silly right now of what I get asked. And a lot of people, this is a tip for XYZ actually did it. If you have an ask or you want something, ask it in the first message. And in the first line of the message, let us know what it's actually about. Because if you're DMing someone with a lot of followers, they get a lot of DMs and a lot of them are spam. And a lot of them just say, hey, or can I ask you a question? It's much better to actually just ask your question in the first line of the message so everyone knows what the message is about. It makes so much more sense. No, it's not NSFW. No, I hope not. That would be like last stream. Oh, last stream is so funny. By the way, could you please check your DM? It's going again. Why is it? Oh, it's flipped on that screen. Oh, I'm so thirsty. It's so hot. I got a fan blowing straight on me. This needs to hurry up. Automatically compacting context. We've only just started. How are we compacting the context when we've only just started? Is Codex any good anymore? Because what are we doing here? Larry just gets this stuff done. Maybe I do just ask Larry and keep pulling from Git. Because when Larry does it, he'll just make the changes, push it to Git, and then we can just pull the changes. That's the only reason. He does stuff great on his own machine, but when I want to pull it to the Mac, he doesn't have access to the Mac. So, I think that would take too long, though. Just thinking out loud. But oh, here we go. I've got the thread context back. What? Brother, just make the changes. We've asked 1, 2, 3, 4. We've asked 4 questions and it's needed compacting. Everyone says Codex is better than Claude Code. So why is it not working? It's great for OpenClaw, but it seems terrible at the moment for any local changes. The flow now routes room style photo source. Room style. Yeah, but we want it to ask this specific question. The simulator build is green. I'm doing one last permissions. Work until I... We're also changing the paywall based on these answers as well. So when someone asks what room do you want to design, the paywall is going to show that. I'll get the paywalls up because that's going to be interesting to do at the same time, where we might as well. I also hardened the shared camera wrapper. Okay, well, let's rerun it then. He's done it. let's rerun this and see what he's actually done and if it works. I'll be pretty disappointed if it doesn't. And again, if you're watching this on Twitter, please retweet and like the stream so more people see it. You can. Oh no, the onboarding's gone. We need to reset the knowledge. Also, this looks silly. Let's get rid of this. On the remove the wand icon and the. So we want to remove this. This was a button that people could press, but no one realized it was a button. So now we've added this. And I think we should change that image because all it looks like is it's tidied up. It doesn't look like a different style. So I think we change that image as well, just so it's dead clear what it does. And then that shouldn't be clickable. Remove the one icon and the containers it's in. Right. Then when someone presses the button in the top right to see their designs, that should show a paywall if they haven't paid to say make sure it shows a revenue cap paywall. Say they need right, snap your space, watch the space transform, shop the look. I don't know if I even like that. What can we do to change this front page? Oh, you can't see it. Oh no. That's why this actually worked better. That actually works better. I think we can make this. Oh, we can't even make it bigger. No, we can't make that bigger. That's annoying. Because what I want to do is make it so you can see, because the people viewing on phones, there's a lot of empty space here. I think what I need to do is get Restream out the browser and do it properly. But you can see the app has potential. I think this front page just needs improving because this tells you what the app does, but they should already know what that app does because this is after they do the onboarding. So this is after they've gone through the onboarding. So I don't think we need the bottom bit. I just think we should have a big slider and a start designing. And I think the image needs to be different because it doesn't look like a transformation. It just looks like someone's given it a hoover and a tidy up. Maybe we get new images. Okay, and now we're doing a walkthrough. So we've got an onboarding where we get people to pay, and then there's a walkthrough anyway. Don't know. I think that's dead. I actually think that's rubbish. Because we're asking them, so each time we have to ask them the room. These are the rooms that Snuggly can design, which is needed. And then the style. What style do you want? So we can select different styles. What? I didn't want this. Oh, I didn't want the thing changed. Oh, I can't really go through this either. I need a photo of a room. This better not say this in real life. Why would he add that? I think this is enough changes to go off anyway. I'm not sure about having the second onboarding. What I think we should do is go through the revenue cap. Let's log into revenue cap first. So on revenue cap, these are my paywalls. So I have different paywalls where I've tried different things, where there's 3-day trials, which I'm not using anymore, which were my soft paywalls to start a trial. But now I think we're just using these default paywalls. And we did run an experiment to A/B test the price points where it was monthly and yearly versus weekly and yearly. But I think I just want to go for monthly and yearly because you end up getting more money. Oh, but the monthly and yearly massively perform better anyway. So let's do monthly and yearly. We'll do monthly and yeah, that's a good idea actually. Let's just do monthly and lifetime. And we need to have this change. We need to have this change. That says about a free trial. No wonder no one's buying. What's currently active? Default paywall. Look, honestly, no wonder no one's buying. Look at these paywalls. This is the problem. Let's quickly get the app. Let's see what paywall people are actually seeing. I'm gonna remove the app, delete Snugly, and let's re-download Snugly, and we're gonna very quickly find out why no one's paying for Snugly. When we were earning hundreds of dollars a month from Snugly, we're now earning very little, and I think it's just about to become very clear. So let's go on Snugly. We've got quite good ratings. So we're going through the onboarding. We're going through the onboarding that we said. So this is the one we didn't like. I knew that was happening. This is the one we didn't like. Let's try and put this in front of my face and go through this onboarding quickly. So that's asking how long we've wanted to do this. Do you know what? Let's just quickly go through. Let's just quickly go through. Let's pick any photo. I've actually got a picture of my garden. I actually don't hate it at the moment. I think what we could do after all this is simply improve. So we're generating a design now. I think all we need to do is really improve what paywall is showing because these all look terrible. These all look terrible. I wouldn't pay for one of these. And I don't think you would. So I think we should just pick one and make it good. And I'm going to lean towards this one because I like the animation the most. But does it look redesigned? Yes. Yes, it does. Not too much, but enough. Oh, what do we think? This one looks good. Maybe this one, because this has this, then this, and then that. Everything's still in the same sort of place, though. What do we think, chat? I'm still leaning towards this one. I don't like this, though. This looks terrible. I don't want the start now. I don't want a... Oh, where do we choose the package? So this is annual. It's all moved about. Monthly lifetime. So this is the paywall, and it's the monthly lifetime setting. So now we've got yearly and monthly, but it should be product periodly. That says yearly, but monthly lifetime. So what actually This is not very confusing, not very useful. Monthly and lifetime it was. So what offerings are in here? Web, monthly, lifetime. There's also the weekly and yearly. Brilliant. Good job, Ollie. That is not helpful. I think what we do is get rid of this. I don't want that. This is a nightmare. This is actually bad. What's this one? Where's the image? 2 issues. This is the default paywall. So, right, we've generated our design, which I actually don't hate. It's managed to do a garden. So maybe we add a garden as a room, especially for the summer. Oh, okay. The paywall, the video hasn't loaded, but the paywall's not bad. For some reason, this video's gone. Is the video in the layers though? No. Well, that's why it's gone then. Header image. A header image, but there's no image in this container. And then this is the main content. So maybe we just add a video. Why has this all got so difficult? Let's go this, then this. So it's in the header image. Can we just copy this across? Can I copy this across tabs? Yes. And then this was here. This was here. Perfect. Let's publish that change. No. Enter a video. What? So that was that error. Enter a valid URL. And again here. And let's publish that. Bosh. Right, video. So how's the new OpenClaw going for you? Fantastic. Larry is unbelievable on OpenClaw. The Codex subscription's brilliant. I love it. These are things that he can't do. I know. Oh, I don't have access to it. Revenue Cat do have an AI paywall editor. Oh, here we go. The AI paywall editor, so you can prompt changes to your dashboard, to your paywall, but they don't have access for your agents to do it. And I would love if I could just tell Larry to go make a dashboard on Revenue Cat and then put it on the app, because I really don't like design. It's not really my cup of tea. So when it comes to designing paywalls, it's not something that I massively enjoy. But I want to change this from weekly because this is the option people are using the most. So I'm just gonna make this the default paywall, and then I'm actually just gonna delete the rest and not get too clever with it, because it was working much better before I tried to get too clever with it, and then just make it monthly and lifetime. Because having the weekly option is good because people buy it because it's cheap, but where people will then just generate every room in their house within a week and then unsubscribe. So you want to get them to at least pay a month and increase the lifetime value of each customer. Having them pay lifetime is fantastic, but weekly, having a weekly and a lifetime, it's really hard to justify the lifetime price because the weekly is so cheap and not many people do the maths in their head for how many weeks they have to subscribe for the lifetime to be worth it. And when they do, the number's going to be big because it's in weeks. So even if it's a year that they have to subscribe for weekly for the lifetime to become worth it, when it's typically more than a year, 52 weeks, when you think, oh, I've got to pay that 52 times for it to become worth it, in your head, subconsciously, it automatically sounds not worth it because you're going to have to pay 52 times for it to sounds good. But monthly, 12 times. If it's a year, it sounds good. If you only have annual and lifetime for some other products, it's yeah, annual and lifetime. It sounds really good because you've only got to pay it to get the lifetime. If that is 2.5 times your annual price, you only have to pay it 2.5. You only have to pay the annual 3 times for the lifetime to have been worth it. So if you're going to be using something for multiple years, then having annual and lifetime makes it seem much more worth it. But having weekly is so much harder to justify next to a lifetime price. So everyone's just going to buy the weekly. And we didn't look which package this was assigned to. So this is assigned to the default offering. So now we can go to our default offering and we want to edit this and add a new package, which is monthly. And we want the, I'm just going to call it RC_monthly. And we want to add the monthly product and the web billing monthly. We're not actually doing web billing on this. I can't be bothered to do the app to web flow unless it's been made really easy in RevenueCat, which I think it has. I think there's now there should be a button. Yeah. The button to take you just to the web checkout. But let's change this then. Let's change the weekly to be monthly. Package 1, let's make this monthly. And this overnight should increase our costs because we've got our video back now. That's going to load. I think unlimited designs, unlimited styling options, and part of me thinks we should lock down the rooms in the free generation so they can see, they can transform a less, probably a common room, but less common, like a kitchen. So everyone's got a kitchen, but not many people are always looking to redesign their kitchen because it's expensive. But loads of people would always move furniture around their living room and their bedroom. So I think lock out those ones, lock out bedroom, living room, and bathroom. Or bathroom's expensive as well, actually. So they can use the free rooms to see how the app works and then pay for it to get the rooms they actually want. And then just really, 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 really have good locked down prompts to make those rooms look brilliant when they come out. Do you all understand what I'm saying? So I don't want it to be for free, because imagine you want to redesign your living room and then the first thing that happens is you take a picture, select the style you want, and you're like, wow, that's brilliant. Delete the app, take the screenshot, and go buy all the stuff. I had an affiliate program with Wayfair as well, and they've kicked me off because I wasn't a creator. I was sending so much traffic to their app, to their website, to buy the stuff that the image generates. And then because I wasn't a creator and posting it on TikTok, they didn't want that following. But the app still sends it to Wayfair. Someone suggested to get an Amazon referral link, which is a good idea as well. But I think what we do is, instead of unlimited styling options, I think we have one more of these, duplicate this, and then have this say, save your designs. I think remove this as well. Your free trial has ended. Choose a plan to continue. Is that good? I'm also not sure on these reviews. I like the word unlock. I like the word unlock. Unlock unlimited designs now. I think transform your entire home would be a good call to action button. I don't like Go Pro or Go Premium or something like that. I want it to describe what it does. Unlock, maybe unlock Snugly Pro. I think that might be even a better call to action, because the trouble is with trying anything too out of the box on a paywall is that not everyone's going to understand it. So if you try something too different or too crazy, people will have to get used to it and understand it. Whereas if, for example, most apps use the two package options, so monthly and lifetime or weekly and lifetime. If you all of a sudden want to give the user as much freedom to choose as they want and give them daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, annual, lifetime, give them everything that they could possibly want to make a decision so you suit it around them, you're actually doing yourself a negative and them a negative, because they don't understand what all the differences are, going and finding all the packages and everything. It's much easier just to give them two options and be done with it. I want to publish those changes. So that's now live. So now anything that gets purchased is live, which is a real big benefit of Revenue Cat, actually, being able to publish it live and fix that problem straight away. So that should be fixed. That paywall issue is fixed. Now we want to get this fixed. We want to make this better. So we've got an option. We could go on ChatGPT now and use a prompt to make a really good room. That's a really good idea, actually. Let's find an image of a room, or let's just go on chat and say to chat, make me an image of a not old fashioned, because it's going to make a really old fashioned, of a standard English front room that needs a little do up. Have it look like it's from 2005, but with modern technology. Because what it sometimes does is make it with like old tech. So if you ask for it old fashioned, it's going to have an old TV. And that's really annoying because it really kills the immersion of it just being everything else outdated, because no one has the outdated technology, because no one's going to leave themselves with a old outdated television, are they? How many people are watching the stream? How many people are watching the stream? It's a good question. 157. Let's go. Feel free to jump in the chat. Oh, what? Look how similar that is. That's basically the same room, but switched. But I think that's really good. So let's download this. And then we're just going to hop into a new chat. Put that image in there. Use this image and transform the room. Actually, what we're going to need to do, let's actually, yeah. And curtain, keep all the windows. How do you spell feng shui? That'll do. Feng shui. So what we really want to do is just use the room as a shell and then it just add all new furniture and colorings. Wall, color, and carpets. I'm back on my Codex plan. Got locked out for the last 3 hours. Was that you got locked out of your Codex plan because you finished? Because you finished your Codex plan, or you just got locked out? Honestly, where I've used Claude Code for a long time, the reason I stopped using Claude Code was the whole OpenClaw thing, and then stopping allowing OpenClaw usage. But the Codex doesn't seem as good as what Claude Code was, and that was on the previous Opus version. But it's just a shame that they've locked it out, because the reason I'm using Codex is because I can use the same subscription with my OpenClaw as the desktop app. If Claude Code used that, they'd have 200 extra pounds a month from me, and I'm sure many other people. Although I don't know how many people are still using OpenClaw. A big trouble that I see with brother. That's not. See, this is why we need to do this. We need to do images. Because then if I feel like this makes it use the higher version model. That's GPT 1.5. I could almost tell that is GPT 1.5. I'm going to give it the exact same prompt, and we're going to see what difference that makes, because that's exactly what it would look like when I first started making Snuggly, when I've got these basic prompts. But Snuggly obviously has more lockdown and better prompts to rearrange it properly. But this, I feel like this is going to be better. The 100 plan on Hermes. Oh, what's your opinion on Hermes versus OpenClaw? Because this is what I see a lot in the debates. I've not tried Hermes because I like OpenClaw so much, and honestly, OpenClaw is brilliant for me. So I'm interested to hear what you have to say about Hermes and why it's different to OpenClaw. If you were to sell to someone why you should switch from OpenClaw to Hermes, what would you say? What would you say to make me go, okay, yeah, I'll switch? Because otherwise it seems like a lot of effort, and I would have to reteach Larry about 4 months of stuff. Okay, so this is better, but it needs to rearrange. It needs to rearrange the furniture, because otherwise it's just going to look like how it does. The reason this looks so similar, it's got different furniture, but where it was so messy, it doesn't look different. Too many things are in the same space. Can you see what I mean? What the AI is doing, where the pictures are, it just replaces it with different pictures, and the telly is the same telly. And then it's just tidied things up. What it needs to do is look completely different. So when someone sees it, it looks like the same room, but they can completely visualize it in another way. Like if the telly having a different color, for example, because it even looks the same color. It needs to be like way, way, way different. What? All he's done is move the chair forward. No, 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 no. Make it completely different. Add new furniture. When you do it, I want you to imagine all the furniture is removed and then replace the new furniture to match. I'm barely trying to type. New furniture to match. Furniture to match the style I said. Move everything. That's why I'm following you. You are one of the few that love OpenClaw, so I'm just going to give both a try. Honestly, OpenClaw, I owe a lot to OpenClaw, and it's done a lot of good for me. I am starting to get a bit annoyed. Some tasks with Larry are starting to feel tedious, and I'm trying to decide whether there's been a change or if he's just getting full, like his memory's so full. Because for 4 months I've been using OpenClaw now, and I just think almost 5, and I just think he's getting so full of different tasks that when I'm asking him to do stuff, he's forgetting. So when I'm doing, sometimes when we're doing the image generations for the marketing, he doesn't he'll do one perfectly fine, and then the next day it'll be wrong, and he just won't follow what we discussed yesterday. So when I started the Snuggly TikTok back up, it's like he completely forgot what it was 3 months ago. That looks better. Yes. That looks better. Now we just add ATV. That actually looks better. So that's gone from this to this, and you can see how it looks better. To me, that looks great. There's so much detail in here as well. We just need a TV because no one will have a front room without a TV. When I do TikToks, that's the first thing people comment on. They're like, "Where's the telly gone?" You shouldn't be watching telly. All you need is your laptop. I had a nightmare over the last few days with Hermes, but more likely my setup looping or bug. See, I've heard Hermes loops nonstop because it's the self-learning thing. So it does end up looping. What is that? Who is going to put the TV in front of the... Who would put a TV in front of the window? Let's just... Let's just put the TV above the fireplace. That seems like a sensible place to put it. That's where someone in this scenario would put the fireplace. Love Pete though. Just a little late to the game. Pete as in OpenClaw Pete. I think I've missed a few things there. I like Pete. Pete's definitely seen my tweets and he doesn't interact with me though, but one day we'll get there. Whoa, that's more like it. Oh, it's starting to get like artifacts on it though. What are we saying? It started to get this weird AI. It's not good enough. We're gonna have to generate that again. Oh, let's do what I did last time. We're gonna have to generate that again. That's just not good enough. Let's go back in here. And let's go through and I don't think Japandi's the one. Let's see what we can do. Maybe make it Biophilic's a good one, but we want it to be something that people like. I think we might even need a more plain image because that actually looks okay. Only the sofas are a bit outdated. The fireplace looks really nice. Makes me laugh that they've put the Alexa and the router here, just shoehorn that in. But otherwise, this isn't bad. Like, that's completely livable. It is a bit outdated though, so maybe it's perfect because that's what someone's house could look like, and they can imagine their own room. Let's move it to. It's got to be better. That's the problem. People can't look at the redesign and it look worse. I think it's too tidy, actually. We need to make it look worse. The trouble with having a starting image like that is that sort of suits so many people's taste. But then if you whatever you do, if you do something like crazy, they're going to prefer the original image. And if you do something that you like, they might prefer the original image because in the TikToks, all the boomers prefer this. So whenever I put something modern or grey, which I sometimes ask Larry to add in, just because when Larry does that, people comment to say, "Oh, it looked better before." "Oh no, it's just been great." "Oh, you've ruined it." But just getting that comments engagement and it boosts out the algorithm. And obviously, with home interior design, it's full of opinions. I'm gonna just see that looks more like it's actually lived in, which is good. That's good. Let's make that the first design. And then let's go back to this. And then that actually makes this better, but it just annoys me that there's no TV here. And you see in this, it's like a nice fluffy texture. I don't know what I think because it's re-rendered it. This has gone all like artifacty. It doesn't look that bad though. It could just be the leather. Let's add. Let's just add those two files. Change. Oh, we should have named them. The what silly thing that was? The two images. It actually doesn't matter because it's a slider that starts right in the middle. But I think that's going to massive. Everything we're doing is massively improving this app. And then we can just get Larry to market it because as I showed, let's actually, can I just go to TikTok? It's snugly on here. This has gone up 1,000 views since we started the stream. So as you can see, Larry's doing a great job. This is when we restarted, I think. When do we restart doing these? This one? This 3 days ago. In 3 days, we've generated all of these views. So 40K, 50K, 60K, 70,000 views. 70,000 views in 3 days. And people aren't downloading the app or aren't paying for the app. People are downloading the app. So something is wrong. Something is going wrong between the download and the paywall. And that's what we're trying to fix. So we are going through the onboarding of Snugly to funnel people into actually paying to use Snugly. And to be honest, it's not going bad. It's great to see that this just gets views and we can just pick it back up. And now we just need to focus on this. I think we need to go back to landlord hooks, because if we go down, like the landlord hooks were so good. Look how overpowered these were. This is a good one. Look, my landlord said I can't change anything. Let's just reuse. I might text Larry just to reuse that one next. I showed my mum what AI thinks our living room could be. My landlord wouldn't let me decorate. That's a good hook. And then we got these. But we need to just, boom, we need to just do 2 a day on this. Keep an eye on it. I don't know what the thing is, I never know what Larry's going to generate next and what his thought process is. Because obviously here, he's sort of got a winner with my mum said my bedroom was fine. And he hasn't used mum again. So he'll probably go back to mum, because he's used mum twice now and it's got 40,000 views and 30,000 views. Wife and daughter don't seem, neighbor didn't work at all. Husband, for some reason, husband never works. Whenever I see the husband hook, and it just hasn't worked. Straight up. I think we've used husband before and it just doesn't work. Landlord always works, and so does nan. I think we stick to mum, nan, and landlord. But I kind of want Larry to keep trying and do it himself. I don't want to input too much. I might just let him crack on. We're gonna see how it goes. Worked. I replaced the images. Doesn't look like it, mate. Let's do. I want to restart that. If I delete that app, we should be able to just go through the entire onboarding again. And then we can push it. I think we're getting to a stage where we can actually push it live. I wish we had the before and after that I could show you all. But basically, we were asking the wrong questions. We were asking people why they've downloaded the app, why they want to do what they're doing. Whereas now we're saying, what are you going to do with the app? And assuming that they're just going to use the app to do something. That looks better. That's actually good. Because I like this stain, some mold, and everything's moved around. So we've added this, and they can see this chair's been added. This looks better than what it was before. If you've just joined, what it was before was basically a messy room and a clean room. This helps visualize. The only thing I don't like is these steps. I don't think that's a problem though. Why is it not done my onboarding? Where's the onboarding gone? I think this onboarding is good enough though. Why does this say camera? I asked him that question. Does the the camera is unavailable is only onboarding in the onboarding photo question on a physical iPhone. The row says open the camera. Is only on the onboarding photo question. No, remove the. Why has it even added that? Why does AI think everything needs explaining? When you're building a product, all AI thinks everything needs an explanation as to why it does something. And it drives me insane because there is no rhyme or reason for that text to ever be there in any product in the history of the world. Why would it be added? unless they're doing it for debugging, but then there's nothing to say, or it's failed to confirm that the camera it's only there for debugging. And why have they removed the nice image? You also add in a nice container that was on the upload page. Oh, let's just add a picture. Oh. We don't need GPT Image 2. If this is what GPT Image 2 made, there's no difference from 1.5. It's fine. It's actually fine. There's no difference. $184 viewers. Let's go. That's actually pretty cool. Last time we streamed, we were over 300, I think, but it was at a different time. So if you're watching, please like and retweet the stream because it's massively appreciated. On X, I kind of wish that streaming was rewarded a bit more. It's cool that it says that you're live on X and that you're currently hosting, so then more people do see it. But I don't think it gets promoted to non-followers like it would on like the Twitch page, or I don't really watch live streams. Maybe Kick or something like that, where you go higher up the ranking. I remember on Twitch, there's like the categories of what you're talking about or what game you're playing, and then the people with the most views go to the top, so that you can blow up once you're higher up the top. X needs something like that. The video formatting on Twitter, the video discovery on Twitter needs a bit of help, bit of an overhaul, because the video page was poor and now they've removed it from the bottom bar. And everything I see on my like homepage is video, but they just need like a video only feed as well to help people get discovered more through video on Twitter. If they really want to be the everything app, I think having something for video only is going to be massive, because I love Instagram Reels. And that's the only reason that I keep Instagram. I don't scroll TikTok, but Reels is funny. And if they got a Reels equivalent on X, I don't think I'd use any other social media than X. And then same for the live stream. There needs to be like a live stream page just to show people that are live and increase the discoverability of streamers on X, because that would just massively help X be the everything app. And on desktop, being able to continue scrolling whilst watching a live stream would help as well. I know you can do picture in picture. But they could incorporate your feed into the chat for viewers. That would be cool. That's a free idea. Larry got a big plug in GHL. What's GHL? GHL. Go high level. Someone tell me. What's this? What's this? GHL Larry. I need to see this. I want to know what big plug Larry got and what GHL is. I'm interested. It's getting so hot, by the way. It's now 1 p.m., 20 past 1 in the UK, and I'm boiling hot. We've been live for an hour and 45 minutes. Oh. What? Did you hear that crack? Did that not send? Building OpenClaw on top of GHL. What is GHL? I'm not familiar. Building open. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. I actually don't know what GHL means. What? Where's this video? Where's the video? Look. I should. The video's there. Why is it not loading? It's fit. What if I fill? That's not good. What if this is fill? One issue. Select an image. What image? No. That published before though, didn't it? Imagine we'd make this change and then instantly my notifications for Revenue Cat just go brrrr. Go high level. Right, what's go high level? Go. Do you have a link? Go high level. Welcome to ghl.com. Go high level includes landing pages, websites, email messaging, and much more. What have they done for Larry? That's really what I'm interested in. Take your marketing to the next level. No. Use Rockstone to take your marketing to the next level. Let's go on their blogs. How to use Claude. How to use Claude. That is groundbreaking stuff. Larry. My PC is getting boiling hot. Look. What? 64%. This is using 100 gigabytes of memory. Sim Metal host. Something's not right. Let's turn this sim off. I'm not even happy with it. I want to do the walkthrough. I want the whole thing to be reset. Delete app. Can you reset the sim? How do you even do that? I thought deleting the app should just delete all the data off the sim. So when you do it, when you download the app, you can do the walkthrough. What I want to do is go through that first initial walkthrough again. Yeah, I'll reset the installed app. I want to get this done. I'm so interested to see what effect this is actually going to have for the software, for the revenue. I'm just going on my phone. Oh, right. We got it's working. The paywall is working on the phone. I reckon this is going to massively, just doing this is going to massively increase conversions because now the paywall is no longer broken and it's monthly and lifetime only. That's going to help. That's probably what I should have looked at first. I'm glad everything else is working, honestly, because I thought that the Firebase project wasn't working because it was tied to the wrong Firebase. It was tied to the wrong payment account for Google. The Google Cloud payment account was not the right one. It was for an old project that I shut down the business and shut down the account. So I was worried that it just wasn't getting paid. But what my problem with it, so what's happened with Snuggly is that, see if I can get this up. I get the subscriptions come in, but people are churning, and it's exactly what I was saying. It's exactly what I was saying, that people are buying it for a week and then after a week just churning because they've done what they needed to, or they've used the app enough, whatever. This is just the initial stuff that we're doing. We're just optimizing the onboarding to get more people who are actually in the door to pay the initial payment, and then we can actually work on reducing the churn. But at the moment, the churn is certainly one issue to keep people paying once they have paid, but there are not enough people viewing the TikTok and then actually downloading the app to pay. See that the initial onboarding is not there, but this is showing the paywall now. But why has that happened? Okay. Well, that's working. This looks better. I think we push this to test flight. I think we actually push this to test flight. I've genuinely forgotten how to do this. Maybe just ask Larry. Oh, that's why. Let's build I don't think it's going to be right though. It's not going to be right because I don't have the right account and stuff logged in. Let me take this off. Let me just see what accounts logged in. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Tell you what we'll do. I don't know how to. Let's go on the target and let's at least increase the build version. I'm going to do it on this screen because I don't know what's going to come up. Let's just build it. I don't know what's going to come up. I think it's going to come up with my account and say it's not done properly. Yeah. Go. This is a fresh install of Xcode. Let's just archive it. Let's see what happens. Xcode can automate app signing and distribution. Once you complete that. Oh, I think this is just what we want to do. Honestly, once it's in test flight, we can just test it anyway. Whoa. Oh, what's going on? Just archive it. Just build it, please. For the love of God. Here we go. We're building. We're in the room. Oh, leaking the code. Go high level. One of the developers built an integral automation and asked about interest in Larry. Still getting built though. Ooh. He's copying my product. Cheeky bastard. Cheeky bastard. 212 people watching. Right. If you don't know, Larry is doing a great job at marketing Snuggly on TikTok. A great job. Literally, this is when we started. We've gained 70,000 views in 3 days. 70,000 views. How much money has that equated to? About $10. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Get off. So, as you can tell, this is doing the same thing it was earlier. There's no way. We had this at the start of the stream where I just put my password in. There's no point keep moving it off if like fuck off then. We had this at the so Larry has generated 70,000 views. We've made $10. So there's a clear issue between people seeing the TikTok, downloading the app, and then pressing pay to pay. And we've already found out that there was an issue with the paywall. So we've completely simplified the paywall, made the paywall a lot easier. So people have two options. One is more expensive. So if it was weekly and lifetime, but now if one person pays for the monthly, we earn more money than the people that were paying for the weekly previously. It also helps with churn. Hopefully they forget they paid and then they can keep paying indefinitely or whatever. But we just need more people who watch the TikTok to pay. And we've also changed the onboarding of the app to simplify what the app was. We were asking a lot of why questions. And what that makes people think is, why am I downloading this app? Why am I using it? And they talk themselves out of it subconsciously before they even see the paywall. But now we're asking what questions. So what am I going to use the app for? What room am I going to redesign? And then subconsciously talking themselves into using the app. They get their first generation free, and then they get presented with a paywall. So now they're like, okay, I want to use this app. I want to use this app. I want to use this app. Use the app. It's great. And then the paywall. So as soon as they get that aha moment of, this is what I downloaded the app for. This is what I'm going to use it for. Boom. Paywall. Make them pay there and then. So that's what we're doing. But the first step was to fix the paywall. We've done that. And now we're going through the onboarding. However, the easiest bit is solved. The distribution, thanks to Larry, is solved. We're getting loads of views. Again, 70,000 views in 3 days is no joke. That's really good. For TikTok slideshows, fully automated by Larry, I'm having to do nothing. That's very good. Now it's sort of up to me to make the app a little bit better because it needed some human interaction. I've got to be honest. This is completely 100% the truth. I did not look at Snuggly until we started this stream because I didn't want to plan. I just wanted to go in and show you exactly what I would do if I see this. And it was also good because it gave me fresh ideas for the onboarding. With the onboarding, where I haven't used the app for so long and I haven't developed it, as I said previously in the stream, the last update was around February time for Snuggly. Where I haven't used Snuggly for so long, it's a lot better to then go back to it and fully understand what someone would feel when they first download the app and see where it goes wrong. So now when I downloaded it, I could see like it invoked the same feelings in me as it would in a potential user and a potential buyer. And even I, as the creator of the app, was turned off by the experience. So imagine someone who had no emotional attachment to the app whatsoever, seeing that onboarding for the first time. It would massively affect the sales. So now we've gone through and we've funneled the user so much closer to the buy button than they were previously and allowed them to, we've asked questions to allow the user to talk themselves into actually purchasing before they purchase. That's the theory anyway. It means nothing if no one buys. However, the distribution solved. Distribution is fully solved. Like our last TikToks this is 40,000, 30,000, that's 70, 9,000. So that's 70, 80, 90. Then we've got these ones. That's 100,000. Then we've got these ones. We've got about 110,000 views in our last 8 TikToks, 100,000 views. That's good. I need to post more on my personal TikTok, honestly. It'd be great. If I could do this live stream on TikTok, it'd be incredible. This is what I was saying about X live stream The X live stream discoverability, I think, is really good for your followers. Obviously, 215 people are watching me in the middle of summer, in the middle of the day, on a bank holiday in the UK, and 215 people are watching me. But I'd be interested to know how many people are watching me that don't follow me, and I think that number is going to be incredibly low because the discoverability is not there. There's nowhere to find streams of people that you don't follow. And it also feels like you don't get rewarded for streaming on Twitter anyway. For the time it takes to put into it and actually stream to Twitter, I don't think it's shown in the creator fund at all. Not that I care. I don't really care about the revenue share, but I think it's more focused on like impressions and what's it called? Impressions and views, and where live streams get very little impressions and views at the moment. It's not going to dedicate much, even though obviously we've been streaming for 2 hours at the moment. If it had something like watch time or combined watch time for viewers on the app, I think it would be a lot better. 200 is not much though, obviously. But I'm very, very, very grateful because it has been my dream to do live streams. I've wanted to do it forever, and it's really cool to be able to go live and 200 people watch me. So thank you very much for everyone viewing. It means a lot. I'm just saying there should be more discoverability features to help everyone on X. Right, that initial install didn't work. So we can't see the onboarding. I don't want... So we've got an onboarding where people first download the app, and then we've got an onboarding where people are... We've got the onboarding where people first download the app, but then there's the onboarding for how to use the app, and I'm not sure if both are necessary. Yeah, look, this code time failed. I'm honestly might have to do this offline. Because it's asking like my passwords and sign-ins, and I don't know if we want to do that again. It took like 15 minutes last time. At the start of the stream, if you go back and watch the start of the stream, all it took was to re-enter the same password literally 50 odd times, and then it started working. And I don't know if I want to do that again. I want to do this with Liply as well. So Liply is my other app to try on Botox and lip fillers. And that's in a much worse state. That could be massively improved. And I feel like I could share a lot of knowledge with how we can get people to actually pay for Liply. Because once all these apps are firing, all we really need to do is get Larry to promote them, and then it's free money. A service app like Snuggly, once it's up and running and firing and earning money, now the distribution's solved. It's just free money waiting to be had. The hardest part with making an app is obviously the distribution. So once you've got the distribution, yeah, this keychain thing is not working. CodeSign wants to access my development in your keychain. To allow this, enter the login keychain password. So I'm doing it, and it's not working. I know it works as well because it goes away, but it just doesn't accept it. And then just pops up straight away. Oh my God, I've actually just had to enter it 8 times in a row, and then it works. So let's just distribute it. Let's go to App Store Connect. So this is all going to be done. We'll do this again tomorrow with Liply, because Liply's in a much worse state than Snuggly is, and it's never really made money, but the distribution's not quite there for Liply. And I feel like we should go through the whole thing of what we can do to get more revenue with Liply. Liply's really only had one banger from Larry, and it's not been repeated. But it's a niche that I don't really know. So I'm trying new things, and the AI with faces is not great. So you can see why we've tried things without faces. But these were getting like 1,000 views, which is quite good. This one, see, got 53,000. but the face looks really realistic. Look, but look, everyone said the girl looks too good. Maybe this is what we need to do. But we've done look, we tried to repeat it and then it just didn't really work. These ones aren't good enough because they need to be selfies. That's why these worked well, actually. This one got 28,000. This is what migration actually looks like, but I don't think it is. I know nothing about it. That's why I have no idea what those words mean. I just know that there's a product in here somewhere. I reverse engineered every celebrity. My Tinder match said my lips were small. What's he trying here? Right. I think we need to chat to Larry about this because these views are in the toilet where we need to get back to these ones. I think we just need to point Larry back to doing this and go from there. Because this was the one that was really getting views. So Larry got 53,000 views there, 30,000 there. And then since then, we haven't really broken out, which is kind of strange because normally when you're getting views on TikTok, it's you sort of get like some 10,000 views in between these higher ones, like 30,000, 50,000. You normally get like 5, 6, 7, 8, but they're literally 700 or 53,000. And what the problem is, when people are clicking through to this now, it looks so mismatch. What works so well? Look, I'll compare this. Look, when you go to Snuggly, everything is uniform. It looks the same. So when people click through from the For You page to see more about your account, they see, okay, this is exactly what they're posting. This is what their account's about. And then it's got a uniform to it. Whereas on Liply, it looks an absolute state. So there's a key difference between finding winning content and actually keeping the account looking like it's not a complete mismatch. Because this is GPT-2, and this girl looks really, really real. But then he's changed it. So it's quite hard to with people, it's quite hard to have the continuity between each person so they look the same. This is a much more realistic image. I don't mind this at all. This looks good. I don't know if that's what Bumble really looks like though, especially this battery. But you can see what he's trying to do. You can see what he's trying to do. I just think we need to go back to something like this, especially with GPT Image 2, we can generate much more realistic people. And then if it all just looks like this with different girls, it'll look like use cases and that other people are doing it. And it'll be a bit more social proof. Even though it's all AI, it'll look like social proof when people click through. But now, like, this is a floating lip. Like, well, that's crazy. This is graduation photos. I can see the use case. I can see why the hook's okay, but the images just aren't great. Like this one's got a duplicate here. So we need to go back to it being more uniform. So I reckon everyone go follow this account to see what Larry's going to do. Liply.app. Go follow that to keep track of what Larry's going to do because come tonight when we come to post this. When did we post this one? So he's posted this one this morning. Tonight's one, I'm going to make him revert back to this. I'm going to have to intervene because otherwise we're just going to get carried away with this, which clearly isn't working. With Snuggly, I'm going to let him crack on. I think maybe after today, if this doesn't go back up above 10K, I'm going to have to intervene and just tell him to do the landlord, mum, and nan hooks because husband isn't working. Mum works well. So mum's worked well here and here, but husband and wife don't seem to work. So this one says, my husband said our living room looked outdated, and that's the lowest performer in a long time. My wife wanted to redecorate. That's not really a good hook. I don't know if we can blame the wife. It should say like, my wife said the living room was awful. I think how the husband ones could work if I was to do these myself is by saying my husband refused or wouldn't pay to get something done until I showed him the design. So for Lipley, obviously it's a home interior design app. If it said my husband wouldn't redecorate until I showed him the designs, that's probably a better hook. Have you tried Sister? We have tried Sister. So this is what I was saying earlier in the stream. Sister actually worked really well, but for some reason Larry moved away from it. So there must be a reason he moved. There must have been a period of time where it wasn't getting as many views. Because here you can see this was a Sister one. It's got 175,000 views. So it must be after this. My sister said so. It only got 10,000 views here. But again, that's not a great hook. It does look like. That's funny though. You know what a travel lodge looks like in the UK? This does look like a travel lodge. But that only got 10,000 views. And then this was a sister. Oh, see what's happened. Oh, I see what's happened. So we moved to using the API only, and now it's ruined the thing. So if you don't know, if you post directly via API live to TikTok without posting to drafts, not using a phone farm, just creation and then posting live via API, you get no views and it kills it. And we started that here, and you can see that the views dropped off massively. These were posted from API directly live, and you can see how it's killed it completely. So what we need to do, I need to tell Larry to just remove all of these ones from the knowledge base, because this is probably why he stopped the landlord ones, because it wasn't getting any views and it massively failed, so it dropped off. But as you can see down here, it was working massively. No, landlord sort of did drop off actually. Look, 9,000, 9,000, 4,000. Landlord did drop off. There's a reason. There's a reason he dropped off the sister one. But it looks like it was working. Maybe this one travel lodge one got it wrong. But we weren't really getting bangers across here anyway. Oh, we did. Look, 300,000. And then 20, then 30. And then so going from 300,000 to 20 to 30 and then to 10 isn't great. But then it dropped off more. And then we started using the API. But look, Nan and landlord here 150, Nan 200, landlord 70, sister 180. So this was a phenomenal run. This one 60,000. Oh look, this is a husband one. POV, you finally convince your husband to pay. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. That's the exact hook I said to use, and it's a winner. Maybe I do know what I'm talking about. Maybe you should all listen. Migration means when the lip filler is moving away from where it was placed. Yeah, but I don't know what it looks like. I I know what it means, but I don't know like if that image Larry showed was actually correct. I guess it not, because it looked good. It looked perfect. But I think migration would be if it makes your lips look wonky or malformed in a certain way, or maybe one side bigger than the other. But shout out to you for knowing what it means. It's pretty crazy. So we need to tell Larry. So this is basically the goal. But the point of this stream is because this was getting so many views, because Larry's getting so many views, it's just not making enough money. But this is like, look, this is still getting, I got 100 views since we loaded the page. This has got like 1,500 views since we started the stream in 2 hours. So it's still going up, but it's not where I want it to be. I think we're going to have to intervene with both. Let's keep that. I'm going to have to get this working. I'm going to publish the changes on Snuggly and then keep you all updated. And then tomorrow, we're going to go through the Liply app. We're going to go through the Liply app and do the same thing. So Liply's in a far worse position than Snuggly. Snuggly, we know, Snuggly has potential because it was getting about $400, $500 a month in recurring revenue through the same system that I'm trying to fix. So when we were down, close the page, but when we were down in the TikTok getting hundreds of thousands of views, when we were in the TikToks getting hundreds of thousands of views, Larry was cooking. Let's just quickly fix this real quick. Larry was cooking when we were getting 100,000 views on TikTok. People were just paying for Snuggly, and I was doing nothing. So I was getting a few $100s a month by doing absolutely nothing. Larry was doing the content creation, the iteration. All I had to do at that time was press the post button. But now Larry does the whole thing. So he does the content creation, he does the iteration, and he even presses the post button on an actual device rather than me having to get a device and press in post. Larry is doing that whole thing for me by using the phone farm that I've been tweeting about on X. But now, where the app is in a poor position, we're not getting the revenue that we were. And now that's what we're trying to fix. So something is wrong now. The distribution solved, which is the hardest part, which is great. The distribution solved. So something is now going wrong between the TikToks and the paywall and someone actually pressing pay. We found out today that there's an issue with the paywall. So that's great. That's gone live already. So we've published that change. That doesn't need to go through App Store review. And then we've done some minor tweaks for the actual onboarding of Snuggly to move away from why questions to what questions, which is going to massively help people envision why they're using the app. What made it slow down? Did I stop posting? Yeah, I stopped posting. So what happened is I made Snuggly just before Christmas, published it live, and then I made Larry in February, and his sole goal was to market the apps and post them for me. But in between that, Larry blew up on Twitter, like massively. I had 800 followers on Twitter. Now I'm on 25,000. Everyone's super interested in what Larry's done. So I've been focusing on Larry and getting him to be perfect, marketing Larry, talking about him, making content that I just didn't have time to do Snuggly. And by do Snuggly, I didn't do anything. I didn't touch it. Well, I was using Larry for other stuff. So I just turned off the content automation because I was having to post it every day. And where I was literally so busy, I had a job then. So I was working my job and I just wasn't pressing the go live button. So I just told Larry, look, stop. And now I'm thinking, well, now you can do it yourself. It's going to take me no time, literally zero time out of my day. So I might as well just fire it back up. So we've just got to invest a few hours into fixing the apps. And we go from there. Now we're unemployed. We can just go from there and get it working. But it's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's going to get fixed. And I really wanted to just show you that notifications come in, but it doesn't look like it has. That'd be so good if it did. Let's look when my last... Yeah, the last ones are actually Liply renewals. So people renewing Liply. As I said, tomorrow we're going to go through Liply and fix that because that's the one that needs probably the most love and attention. That's moved away from its niche a little bit too much and certainly would benefit from the new image model, GPT-2, whereas Snuggly, I think, is actually fine to leave on 1.5. So let's leave that. That's probably going to be the end of the stream. We'll stream again tomorrow, perhaps later in the day tomorrow, because we're on 250 people watching, actually. That's pretty crazy. But tomorrow we'll probably stream, and I'll start the stream at about 1 p.m., just so it's more this sort of peak time. Because when we started 2 hours ago, there wasn't many people online, especially because it's a bank holiday and it's boiling hot outside. So in the UK, for that target audience, no one's sitting inside watching me stream talking about how to monetize apps. So thank you all very much for watching. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. UK time, we will be live and we will be enhancing Liply, and we will go through the content changes that I've made to Snugly and Liply as well, with those little tweaks that I mentioned. Revert Liply back to when it was great, and Snugly continue the content. Try some of the previous winning hooks to see what they're like, and then it's scale, baby, scale. Scale, baby, scale. Make Snugly great again, and let's automate some app income for shits and giggles. And then share the source for free on live. But thank you all very much for watching. Honestly, it's really, really cool that I can just press the go live button and be talking to 250 people. That's incredibly, incredibly cool. If you can like and retweet the stream, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching. And again, 1 p.m. to UK time tomorrow, we will go live. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Go enjoy the sun. Start up a Discord. Great shout, actually. I use Discord all the time. That's how we talk for Rockstone. That's how me and the boys all talk. So I'm in Discord anyway. I'm going to do that. Tomorrow, there's going to be a Discord that everyone can join. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.